Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Mikala Leinani. It's been quite a while since I've actually made a dedicated YouTube video. Obviously, if you've been on my page, you've seen I posted some podcast episodes that I have of my I Like It Raw podcast. You could definitely check out any of the episodes on here or go to Spotify, Google Podcasts, any of your major platforms to listen to podcasts. Go ahead to them and just type in I Like It Raw, and here I am. If this is your first time to my channel, hi, I'm Mikala Leinani. I'm actually making this video because I thought it would be really important to go ahead and just touch on things about being an actress or an actor. And what the industry is like. You're obviously going to be seeing me look down because I need to look at my phone. I took notes because I had quite a bit I wanted to touch on when I am talking about this, because a lot of people ask, how do I get into acting? And there's obviously a multitude of ways, but for me, I personally just left a toxic situation and was dropped into my blessing. And so with that being said, there's obviously other ways. The first way I'm going to tell you to really get in is to start going to auditions wherever you are. I just want to touch on things that you should be aware of in the industry, be prepared for, and yeah, just giving you some tips and things like that in regards to being an actress in the entertainment industry. So let's go ahead and get started. The industry. So first, let's talk about auditions. So when you go into your auditions, y'all, I want y'all to go in there with confidence. Even if this is your first audition, do not be nervous. Do not be scared. I mean, they're not expecting you to come in being perfect. When you go into auditions, typically they give you the script there on site, unless they ask you to come and read a monologue that you would pick from or that you would have already. But they'll give you some sides to read off of. Just go in there with confidence, okay? Second, and this is, I'm sectioning them off. So this is first about auditions, the next one's going to be about filming, and then the last one is going to be about the industry in general. But the second one in auditions is don't worry about messing up lines. Don't worry about it. Just make sure your mess up is played off well. Because if you can play into whatever you were supposed to say, they're gonna look at you like, oh, well, this motherfucker can improv, you feel me? You better show that you have different talents, especially like improving itself is a talent on its own, because it's difficult to improv. You get tripped up right on the spot. What are you gonna say now? Like, so showing that you can improv will help you really stand out. Next, it's about your personality most of the time. So yes, sometimes they're trying to test your memory when it comes to sides and things like that. Like, oh, well, if we wanna, start filming this really quickly, are they gonna be able to remember the sides or remember the lines that we give them? But they're more so wanting to see what your personality is like. Are you going to be easy to work with? Are you energetic? Are you actually putting in effort into being this different character? Really go in there being yourself. They're not looking for the person that you're thinking that they want you to be. Next, do not be in the audition room loud as fuck. I've went into many auditions where people are in there talking, laughing, having a good time. And yes, it's a good time, but it's not that time. You know what I'm saying? It's like being quiet on set. And you learn that when you are filming, that you gotta shut the fuck up so they don't catch any background noise. You got to be quiet in these auditions so they can hear the person auditioning. And you don't want to be that person to stand out and that was being loud in the audition room, cracking jokes, making people laugh. You don't want to be looked at as that, because they're going to see you as a problem. Don't be the problem child. Look, when you're going into audition, I know it's easy for you to look at other people like, how are they going to do it? Or I see that they're studying it like this. I'm hearing when they read their lines, it sounds like this. Do not go in there worrying about anybody else but yourself. Don't worry about anybody else but yourself. I don't care if you see people reciting lines and it just sounds different, like yours might sound more like a question while they are making a point out of theirs, if you get what I'm saying. Don't worry about how other people are dropping their lines. Drop your lines how you feel it's supposed to be dropped, how you feel like the character would say it. Because sometimes, or a lot of times I would say, they are also looking to see if the person that is auditioning for the role can pick apart context without having true context to what the script is about. So go with your gut. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. Now, let's get into filming. So you got that audition, you got the role. Go ahead, this is only the beginning, baby. This is only the beginning. Look, so when I'm telling you, when you're filming, there's going to be a lot going on. So be early. Being early is being on time. You do not want to be on time, because being on time can sometimes be making you late. You got hair, makeup, whatever you are doing. You want to be early so you can make sure any fucking problems that come about are rectified within a decent amount of time, to where you can be on set and be filming when set or screen time is ready. You know what I'm saying? Next, if you have a question about anything, a lot of the time here in Detroit, I know we do a lot of group chats. So when you get a role, you're put into a group chat with everybody, and everybody's who's doing that movie. Now, if you are curious as to, well, what does this mean? Are we coming at this time? Or, you know, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Do not be afraid to be that newbie and be concerned about other people's opinions of the question that you're asking. You're asking for you. It goes hand in hand with the auditions. Do not worry about anybody else but your fucking self. If you got a question or you have a concern, ask. If you don't want to say it in the group chat, if you're not comfortable talking or even texting in front of a lot of people, because I don't. If I got a question, I'm gonna just text the director directly. But all the time, ask if you have a question. Do not hesitate. Now, when you're filming, you want to make sure you know your lines. You want to make sure you know your lines, because look here, you are typically given a script. It could be a month in advance. Yeah, it can be 3 months in advance. Whatever time it is, you have the script beforehand. Make sure you know what the fuck your lines are, because then they're going to start questioning all you asking for a line. And yeah, sometimes you can forget lines. I get you. But a majority of the time, make sure you have your lines memorized. Make sure you are practicing however you have to practice. Make sure you do so. Practicing is different for everyone. I don't like practicing with people. I just don't. I read the script, I read my lines. When we come to rehearsing, I rehearse my lines with the people, because obviously we're in rehearsal. But I don't, a lot of people like, yeah, call me, we can rehearse together. I'm not that type of person. I read my lines, memorize my lines, that's it. The only time I'm seeing people is in rehearsal, okay? And then filming. If you are not hip, there is a TV series called The Dirty D, which is obviously based out of here in Detroit. And I play your girl, Honey. And it is so funny because I literally got the role the day before they started filming. So everything that I'm doing as Honey in this series, in the first season, I had the script literally the night before they started filming. And it's an incredible opportunity, because the actress that was going to do it, she, I guess, dropped out the day before. It gets handed to me, yo, I'm gonna take that motherfucker and I'm gonna run with it, you feel me? So that literally, I mean, that could be an exception, but not everybody can do that. So literally, you get your script in advance. Take as much time as you need to rehearse your lines. in whatever way you need to rehearse them, so you know your lines. So when you are filming, do not goof off, do not fuck off, don't do none of that. Read your lines, do your scene, and move the fuck out the way. There is a lot going on, and the filming day can be either on time or it can be long as fuck. You can be there from 8 to 3 a.m., 8 a.m. to 3 a.m. the next day, or you can be there from 8 to 8, depending on if everybody is on task. So sometimes it's not going to be you, and I understand people want to have a good time on set, but do your job and get out the way. So next, when you're on a set, especially if you are a major or a part in the TV series, movie, whatever you're doing, they're going to ask you, typically they're going to ask you about your dietary restrictions. What do you eat, if you're vegan, if you're vegetarian, blah blah blah, because they are accommodating. So make sure they know that in advance. If you are working with people that don't ask or whatever, and they're not doing those type of accommodations, make sure you know that beforehand so you can bring your food. Sometimes you might just have to order your food and have it door dashed or dropped off, but I don't really like people touching my damn food. I don't trust it. So if you can, and if you know, make sure you bring your food, or you have those accommodations set with your director and production team. Next, last, I ain't gonna say last but not leastly, but in filming, obviously, you heard me talk about hair and makeup. Hair and makeup is obviously everything. It's a lot when it comes to production, because you have to transform into your character. So, like me, I have very sensitive skin, and I'm very particular about the products that's put in my hair or on my face. And I've had one time where I was getting my makeup done. I was trying to wash that makeup off. I had to wash my face like 3 to 4 times, and my shit was burning, stinging. It was, no. So if you are getting your makeup done, make sure you are basically having a consultation with the artist about your skin condition and your skin's needs and necessities, products you cannot use. And I mean, makeup artists will know this, but not all of them do. So if you are concerned about that, make sure you make that information known to the artist or to the hairstylist. And if possible, if you want to and you feel comfortable, ask the director if you can do your own, or if you can have it done by somebody that you trust, that already knows your skin or already knows your hair and blah blah blah. Your director should be willing to work with you. They just obviously want to make sure it looks good for film, but obviously if it looks good, I'm pretty sure it's not going to be a problem. But make sure you ask all these questions prior to filming, weeks in advance if possible. It is possible, so weeks in advance, because you guys don't want to be last minute. Don't be last minute. Even if it, like I said, even if it's on time, it's last minute. Do everything in advance when it comes to filming and acting. Do everything in advance, so you can have the clear and the okay, the green light to do whatever you need to have done. Already be ready. Like me, I come with my face done. I do not do my own hair. I have locks. So with me having locks, they put a lot of wigs on me. I don't know how to do no motherfucking wig, okay? So I'm gonna let the people do it. But there are now, as I continue on my acting journey, there are now things that I've learned that I have to tell the people that are doing my hair, you cannot put this on my skin to glue this wig down. So you live, you learn. I'm not having people shade, because you know how to shade the wig, and you know, y'all can't do that. Y'all can't do that with me. You better put a cap on it. because I'm not having none of that shit in my hair. First off, I just got a fresh ass weed twisted, baby. And there's certain glues. You cannot put that shit on my forehead. I'm not about to break out. So be mindful of that and be honest. Be honest. You have to be honest. Do not compromise your skin, your hair. Don't do any of that. Don't compromise yourself. So last but not least, damn, this video is long as fuck quick, okay? The industry. I'm gonna really try and make this short and sweet. So in the industry of any entertainment field, music, acting, fucking modeling, there's a lot of fake fucking people out there. So just be mindful of the energy that's around. Do not think everybody is your friend. People will be nice to you, they'll smile in your face, and they will talk shit behind your fucking back, believe me. So do not be fooled by the fake people, okay? Next point, do not join in the camaraderie that goes around. There's going to be actors and actresses on set that make fun of other actors or actresses when they're gone. Do not join in on that shit. Now, with that being said, don't mix business and pleasure. Do not mix business and pleasure. Do not mix business and pleasure. I already said watch for the fake fuck, you know, motherfuckers out here. So do not mix business and pleasure, because you really don't know who are your friends and who are not. I mean, you could start to, you know, decipher some people out of the strange crowd of energy that might be around. But some of that energy, some people can be very deceiving. And if you're not good at reading people or reading energy and shit like that, reading a vibe, you will be deceived, bitch. Okay, so just don't mix business and pleasure. Go there, do your fucking job, and get the fuck on. And now I've been acting for a little while now, and proud to say, you know, go check out the movie I just did, Parental Discretion Advised. He played me too. He played me the first one. Should have got a movie coming out named Clues, the movie coming out called The Good Man. I got a few other movies out there that I can't even recall right now, but and the Dirty D TV series. I am working and I'm going at my own pace, but this is what I want to tell you. Within all my projects, my daily rate goes the fuck up, nigga. My shit goes up. And I've had people reach out to have me act, and it wasn't a huge part, but so what? If I'm on set for one day, you're gonna pay me my daily rate. And these people tried to lowball me 3 times lower than my daily rate. And I asked them to come up $50, and they wanted to act like they couldn't do it. Do not let people lowball you. Every role that you get presented is not a role that you have to take, okay? And also be mindful of that. Some of the roles that you take, it can help. I hate to say it can help. It can assist into being typecasted. So obviously just be mindful of those roles that you take and being typecasted, because I trust, nobody likes that. Nobody likes having to be the fucking gangster in the motherfucking every movie, the robber and the bad guy, the fucking hoochie, you know. You don't want to be typecasted, so just be mindful of that. But every role presented to you, you do not have to take, especially if they're trying to play with your motherfucking bag. Like, that's kind of discrediting. That's disrespectful to me. You see my work, you see the projects that I do, and you gonna offer me 3 times lower than my daily rate and act like you can't negotiate $50 up, although I would only be on set for one day. Like, that's disrespectful. So people like that, I just don't work with. Last but not least, in the industry, you will have to do a lot of media and a lot of interviews, but actually you don't have to. I don't do none of that, to be quite honest with you. I go to my premieres. Shit, half the time I barely even want to go to them. Just because I enjoy doing what I do. But I see that so many people grapple for the attention, and I'm not there for that. I love acting in itself, in its own right. So just be mindful if you have an agent and whatnot, they're probably going to press you to do a press and interviews and media and shit like that. And once I get an agent, then I will consider doing more of those. But me being on my own as an independent actress, I've been in interviews where I felt like they weren't even asking me questions conducive to what the fuck I was doing. And some of the things that they would say would be kind of degrading to not only my character, but to me as a woman. And within those experiences, I now am very selective on who I do interviews with. If I get a funny vibe off you, fuck it, I'm not shit. Don't ask me to come over there, because I'll tell you straight up no to your face. And it's not disrespect, but when I already felt like I wasn't getting the respect from the previous times that I interviewed with you, there's no reason for me to go back. It's like a fucking kid that keeps touching a burning hot fucking stove. I knew it was hot the first time. Well, I found out it was hot the first time. The second time I already knew it was hot. Why in the fuck am I gonna come back for a third one? That don't make no sense. It just doesn't. So be mindful of that. And I actually sat and talked with one of my homeboys. He's an actor, and he is killing the game. He did 13 movies last year, got his first movie he's in this year. Like, he is hot. Go ahead, Meech. That's Meech Icewood. I might as well name drop Meech Icewood. But I was talking to him, and he was like, you know what? It's definitely different as a woman and a man in the acting industry. A lot of men are given the respect, are asked questions that pertain to what they're doing in the movie. They're not asked questions, or statements aren't made to them that are kind of out the fucking wild. You know what I'm saying? But as opposed to a woman, men sexualize every fucking thing. And if you play a character that's a little, you know, out there, you already kind of getting set up to be hearing bullshit. And you know, I talked to him about it, and he was like, you know what, you just gotta stand your fucking ground and let people know what you are not going to do, what you are not going to answer. And that was some real shit, because at the end of the day, for me, I was just like, shit, I ain't gonna do it, because I really don't care to do it. Like, I do enjoy talking to people. Like, I've had some great interviews with people that I will interview with again, because they were just great people and gave great energy. But like I said, I've had those experiences where I'm just like, a fucking hot stove and a baby hand, why the fuck would I do that? I already learned my lesson. And when I say something, I can come off as an ass, especially if I've already been pressed, the wrong button has been pressed already. So I'm still, you know, considering doing interviews and doing media and press, but you know, we'll see. But he really told me to just stand my ground, know that obviously every question that is asked, even if it's not a question, it's a fucking sideways statement, doesn't have to be answered, and I can assert my position on what they said and how I feel about it, because at the end of the day, you're talking to me. So that, you know, that meant a lot to me. So Meech, thank you, because you know, I'm still considering, but just that information really made me reconsider how I go about these things. But yeah, all in all, that is a wrap. It's a wrap, y'all. It's a wrap, y'all, on all these tips. I really hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful. Yeah, it's a lot that goes on in the industry, and this is an industry to be very mindful of when you are getting into it, because you kind of think you might want to be in it, and then the snake come out the grass, nigga. The snake can come out the fucking grass quick. So just really protect your energy, protect yourself, be mindful of things that's going on around you, and actually enjoy yourself. If this is a passion of yours, go for it. If you're doing it because you feel like you want the fame and the fortune, it doesn't come that quick. It can, but it typically doesn't, so don't go in with that mindset. I would say that's just a word of advice for me. I do this because it is my passion. I don't care for the interviews and care for everything like that. I used to think I would care about the fame and being known and stuff, and it's like, yeah, that's nice, but I care more about just changing up who I am and really falling into the character that I'm playing at the time. So yeah, thank y'all so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and share. Follow me on Instagram at MikalaLeinani. I'll drop it on the screen somewhere, or it might just be on the screen already, but yeah, you could keep up with me there and see, you know, things that I'm doing, see some of the projects I'm working on. We are currently filming the Dirty D2, so if y'all are locked in with that series, be ready, because honey is coming with some shit, you know what I'm saying? So yes, anyways, thank y'all so much. I wish y'all nothing but peace, love, and light, and go ahead and get it.